Let me start with this. If your brain has ever been called chaotic, scattered, disorganized, and at the same time, you've built things, created things, led things, solved problems in ways no one else could, this session is for you. Because your chaos, it's not a flaw, it's creative. But here's the thing, creativity is the spark. Clarity is what makes it scalable. And clarity is what gives you the kind of resilience that lasts through the messy middle. So today, we're not here to fix you. We're here to build with your brain, not against it. And I'm going to show you how to design systems that actually stick because they reflect the way your brain already works. Now, before we dive in, do this. Grab something to write with. Pen and paper is best. We're going to engage your brain in multiple ways today, and writing things down by hand helps lock it in. It's called embodied cognition. Even if you never look at these notes again, the act of writing will help you retain and process more. All right, let's go. How many systems have you tried? Apps, planners, color-coded task lists, Notion setups, bullet journals. All of them felt good for a few days, maybe a week, and then you fall off. You forget, you lose steam. That's not because you're broken. It's because those systems were designed around a completely different brain type. Most traditional systems assume you're motivated by importance. You can stay consistent without novelty. You respond well to routine. But for many ADHD and neurodivergent thinkers, that's not how the engine runs. You're often wired to respond to novelty, urgency, emotional connection, momentum, and visual feedback. If your systems don't account for that, they will fail no matter how good your intentions are. I want to pause and ask, what's one system you've tried that didn't work? And why do you think it didn't? You can drop it in the comments. You can write it in your notes. This is how we start separating what works for them from what works for you. Here's how we're going to flip it. This is the framework I use with ADHD and neurodivergent clients who are building businesses, managing creative work, or just trying to get their systems to stick. There are 3 parts. What gets you going? Not what you should do. What actually sparks motion? A short deadline, a visually clear to-do list, body doubling or co-working, verbal processing, novelty or challenge. When you know your fuel, you stop forcing motivation and start creating conditions that actually engage your brain. Write this down. What are your top 2 focus fuels? What actually gets you into action? Feel free to drop one in the comments, but write it down. That's the important part. This is where most systems break. You don't need minute-by-minute routines. You need containers, flexible structure that guides your energy without boxing you in. Think maybe mornings equal creative deep work and afternoons are for admin, or there are theme days like CEO day, delivery day, buffer day, sprints instead of schedules. The goal isn't control, it's clarity. So you know where to point your energy without deciding from scratch every time. Micro rituals are the bridge between chaos and clarity. They help you start, transition, or reset using minimal effort. So that's our next step here, anchoring with micro rituals. Here's a couple examples. 2-minute timer before starting a task. A daily shutdown sentence to close your day. Moving a sticky note from doing to done. I'm a huge fan of sticky notes. If you've ever been to one of my workshops, you know that. Or if you're one of my clients, you know that. Another one, a song that signals focus mode. Yep. Hey, I'm sitting in my studio and we're going to talk about music. Also, talking to your to-do list out loud. Tiny rituals, big return. Now, let me tell you about someone I worked with. A freelance designer with massive creative energy and no structure. We didn't overhaul her whole life, even though when she came to me, she thought it was a hot mess. We mapped her triggers, visual feedback, and momentum, then built a system using a whiteboard Kanban with 3 columns, a 10-minute visual planning ritual each morning, 1 CEO hour per week to reset her workload. That was it. 3 pieces. But they worked because they were hers and not someone else's. In secret, we didn't do them all at once. Yeah, no overwhelm. Now, what's one idea so far that's making your brain go, yes, that's what I need? Write it down. That's your aha moment. Once you write it down, you can share it in the comments. Now, let's bring it all together. Chaos is creative. It means your brain is alive, active, curious, full of ideas. But clarity is what makes that creativity scale. And scaling doesn't mean hustle. It means building systems that reflect your strengths so you can show up with more ease, focus, and resilience. Now, if you want help actually building this, not just listening to it, I offer one-on-one clarity calls where we map this out together based on your brain and your goals. We'll find the right structure, the right triggers, the right micro rituals that fit you, and you'll leave with a clear next step. If that sounds helpful, send me a DM or use the word clarity in the comments, and I'll send you the link. And we always close by sharing it forward. If someone came to mind during this training, a creative friend, a neurodivergent peer, a business owner or a founder, someone quietly struggling with systems that don't work, please send them the replay. You never know how a big shift that one shares could make. Let me say that again. You never know how a big shift that you share could make a huge difference for someone else. Thanks for being here today. Your chaos is valid, your creativity is powerful, and your clarity, that's what makes it sustainable. You don't need to force focus. You just need a system that works for you.